Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and today I'm going to be taking a first impressions look at Scathe, a retro throwback shooter bullet hell that I remember people originally saying looked like knockoff Doom when it was first announced, and that was pretty much only based on the fact that it's set in hell and the shotgun kind of looks like the sawed-off shotgun from Doom Eternal. That was about it. That was the only connection I could really see. The demons are sort of cybernetic, but they remind me more of the Gears of War style of cybernetic than the, classic Doom cyber demons and Mancubi and whatnot. Anyway, originally I had thought this game was a roguelite-ish thing of some sort because you go through this kind of overworld map of a labyrinth, so I thought that all of the nodes on that labyrinth that are the levels were randomly generated, but no, it seems they're all handcrafted, so this is just kind of a big blob of levels that you can navigate through in kind of an order of your choosing to get more upgrades and weapons and whatnot. I was sent a key for this, so this is another one of the games that I have recently received a key for. However, it did come out at the end of August, and I got the key before that, so I'm obviously behind on that considering it's almost the end of September now, but we're still going to check it out as part of this big batch of retro throwbacks that I have. Now, visually, this doesn't really look like a retro throwback. It doesn't have that kind of, going for a Quake look or anything like that. It just looks like a kind of modern indie game on Unreal Engine. And you can play this co-op with other people. I think it's up to 4 people, but we're going to be going into this solo. I think this is... I was going to say the demo. I know I launched the demo. I'm just going to clear it. I remember I played a bit of the demo and it still felt kind of loose at the time, so I didn't want to get back to it. So you play as someone who is literally just called Scathe.
Over the eons, I have cultivated and watched your power grow. I look upon my works, and it pleases me. Now the time for which you conceived is upon us. I can feel my brother pacing in his pit, and his hunger for my kingdom grows. I intend to strike firstly, and you will be my fist to send to hell, and bring me his staff, and with it, I will break that balance and bathe his chaos in my light. Now go!
Well, that answered one of my questions, because I was going to say, your title as Scathe is, Enforcer of the Demonic Legion, so I wasn't sure if that meant you were one of them, or... Oh, I gotta unplug my controller because it's vibrating aggressively on my desk. I wasn't sure if you were one of them. No, I don't want to reconnect my controller. I want to play with the mouse. Hold on. There we go. I had to hit escape to get my cursor up. So yeah, I guess we are created by the divine creator, who is definitely off-brand god and non-specific, who just looks like a big sci-fi orb. And we are sent into the domain of his brother, which is hell, basically. Cyber hell. However, I do want to bump down the sensitivity because it is very high right now. I'm going to put it down to a nice, 0.7. There we go. It's still pretty high. Again, from as I'm editing the Ghost Runner DLC playthrough, I'm realizing that, I sometimes do forget that I have to kind of make the video watchable by not having my, sensitivity really high and flicking it around all like this. You do have to have some idea of what the hell I'm doing, and so do I. Alright. These are the rejects, I guess, because they didn't even make it into hell. They're just sitting outside. All very well preserved, though. And there's that Unreal Engine texture shine where everything has to be kind of grimy, shiny. Alright. So we do have a dash. Looks like just one, but I believe you can upgrade that. Now, this game is a lot more arcadey, I think, than some of the other retro throwback shooters, as you can probably tell from the fact that we have a score meter at the top left. So you're not going to be going through, like, really any story stuff. You're just kind of be going through these levels that are very much game levels and nothing more. At least that's the impression I've been given. So we get this, the Hellhammer. The guns all seem pretty cool looking from what I've seen, but I don't know how effective they are, because this is an infinite ammo assault rifle. And it's not very punchy. I have to turn the audio back up. I turned it down because the main menu music was pretty loud, but that cutscene was very quiet, so... Turn that up before I say that the guns don't sound punchy enough. Nah, it kind of still just sounds like a weaponized stapler. Alright. So now we just pick a direction, basically, and it will teleport us to a level. Wait, is it a grenade or is it rockets? Hold on, it's on cooldown. It's just like a cluster of rockets. Okay. So let's go this way. We're going into zone bat wings. So yeah, these levels are apparently handcrafted, but I don't know how different each of them is going to look. Or if they're all kind of just made from the same, you know, tile set. Okay, so we can dash into enemies, and it will send them flying. I kind of thought he'd just explode on impact, but no. It's weird that there's no collision sound, though. That's kind of janky. There should be like a thump when you hit him, you know? I should mention, too, that this is not early access. This was a full release when it came out, so... There's no guarantee that any nitpicks or issues will actually get fixed. Apparently, there is a demon with a cannon over there. So yeah, this is described as being a first-person bullet hell game, so expect there to be a lot of projectiles coming my way. I don't know what exploded. I think they are dropping currency, though. Oh, you have to actually wipe the blood off. Okay. It's a weird feature to have in this kind of game. Alright. I think we're ready for maximum volume now, because that still seems kind of low. That'll do, I guess. Get some kind of shredder over here. Annoying little flying drones. Kind of like the Doom 3 cherubim. I still am intending to do a Doom 3 playthrough. I know I keep saying that for like the last 2 years, but it's still in the cards, for sure. Not only that, but a Doom 3 playthrough and Resurrection of Evil after that. And I have them like all set up and everything too, with some texture packs and stuff to get them running and looking good. What is this? Extra life. Alright. Apparently I already had 10 of those to start with, so that's what the thing on the profile screen was. Alright. Through the funhouse shredder. I guess that's a no double jump zone, so I can't double jump, I'm realizing. Not really a lot of bullet hell so far. So these guys do just fire a constant stream, so I guess that counts. So right now, one dash, no double jump. We don't have a lot of mobility for avoiding this stuff. But since this is a game that's all about collecting upgrades, and a bunch of them being optional, I'm assuming that you can change that. Okay. The blood is instant death. I'm a little less bothered, though, by there being lives here compared to Incision, because I start with 10 of them instead of 0. That's backwards. So I'm hoping one of the first things we find is a new gun, because this thing is kind of boring. It's functional, it's fine, but I would not want to be stuck having to use this for the whole game. Though it is, I think, the only infinite ammo weapon. I think I killed it? Yeah, okay. So when it's gonna die, it goes into overdrive and just starts firing randomly in every direction. I fell in the blood again. I almost feel like that should just be a pit and not blood. You know? I mean, looking at it from here, it looks more like it is a death pit, but I'm not really clear why the blood insta-kills you. Oh good, the drones also teleport. You know, maybe I'm just spoiled now by the 2 recent Doom games, but having a game like this where the music does not change no matter what's going on just feels so limited. Like, obviously, you're not going to be able to do the Mick Gordon reactive music where, you know, every time you fire a weapon, it adds notes to the song, but just a little bit like, you know, high intensity, low intensity in your combat would be nice for these styles of games. Industraballs? How are those even demons? They're just orbs. They're kamikaze orbs. I'm not even really sure where this stuff is spawning in from, or if it is indeed spawning in. An extra life here. So, I'm not really clear either if I should be killing everything. I mean, they do drop currency, so I guess that is a reason to. There's no way to get that unless there is a way to raise up this platform here. That's health. I mean, I feel like this is a secret, right? Like something will cause this to raise up if there's a switch around here or something. I really can't tell which way I came from because there's more than one of those fun tunnels. Is that a switch? It is. Okay. I gotta do it from over here. I was like, there's no way I can run over here while that's going up. Good thing I have a long-range way to activate it. That's another rune. I don't know what the runes do yet. How come that power-up didn't have, like, a tooltip? I have no idea what that actually does aside from make you go faster. Alright, so far I'm not really taking all that much damage from anything. Now it's a little closer to a bullet hell, when there's like 5 of these guys shooting at me at once. Also, what is the point of these fodder enemies? Like, you know, in Doom Eternal, you have those around basically as mini health pack. But here, they don't really seem to do anything, aside from maybe get in your way when you're trying to avoid shots. There's another rune up there. So, I have seen some people describe this as a little bit Metroidvania-y, and I'm wondering if that means that they do actually expect you to come back to some of these levels with power-ups to get some of the stuff you can't reach right away. Alright, well, helpfully the kamikaze enemies do make a shrieking noise when they get close to you, so they can't really sneak up on you. That rocket is really not very good. It's basically just a single target weapon, rather than a AoE splash damage kind of thing. Okay, now we got demons with chain guns in their mouth somewhere. I like that it tells you about the new demons before you actually see them. It's just like, yeah, they're in this room somewhere. They seem very squishy, though. That guy popped in like 2 shots. Also, they clearly look like they have multi-barrel miniguns, but they shoot one dinky little shot. Oh, there we go. When you get close, it picks up. Well, you can just bully them out of existence. So, like, what did I actually get out of that zone? 0 out of 6 Hellstones. Okay, so there are Hellstones in these levels. Can I, like, pull up an overall map? It looks like yes. Okay, yeah, so here's the labyrinth. I don't know if it generates more as we go through, but right now we can only see these ones. So, I think I missed a weapon, or is that where we got the initial gun? So there's a weapon there. And there's dark magic there. So you kind of have an idea of what you should be looking for. I'm not sure what the other thing is. I don't know if that's just difficulty. Those little, vials or whatever they are. The path ahead splits. Yes, it does. Well, we want to go to the wall with the weapon first, for sure. We've got blind enemies that kind of waddle towards you. And we've got a, well, kind of a giant cyber demon mancubus thing. Like a cyber demon with mancubus hands. So I guess now I'm also doing the Doom comparisons. mean, there's not really a lot of strategy. Just kind of run in circles. And thin their numbers, but that's because I don't have any other options right now. I just have the one gun. Alright, now I'm not sure if enemies teleport or if that's them spawning in when they turn into smoke like that. Alright, I've got like 10 more, so that's not even concerning. Oh, good. What a good place to start me off. The thing with health, though, is there doesn't seem to be, like, readily accessible health around. It's not like enemies drop health sometimes. I think he's also gone into, like, about to die overdrive. Oh, never mind. Now he's back to normal. Yeah. At least he's got that cyber demon beef. Oh, and he's got the footsies, too, if that's your thing. If only I could make that the thumbnail. Blood jumpers. I mean, they're kind of just throwing a lot of enemies at me very quickly. Like new types. I wanted him to get hot stamp. Okay, we have what seems to be another kamikaze enemy. One that doesn't bounce around. I mean, I can see why they call it a bullet hell, because there's just random enemies everywhere spraying slow projectiles at you, but it doesn't feel like it has the intensity of a bullet hell to really warrant the title. The insta-kill blood is fucking dumb, though. That will be 100% a criticism of mine. Like, have it do damage, like you normally would with, you know, dangerous fluids like this. Make it basically lava. Don't make it realistic lava that insta-kills you. I mean, again, I can see this being probably stronger for co-op, but as people will say, that's kind of true of any game. Most games are more fun when you play them with your friends than if you play them by yourself. It just seems like there's not a lot of substance here. Like, even Incision, right? Incision is a game that doesn't have a lot of story, but it feels like you're actually progressing through the levels as you are going through them. Here, it's just like a random bunch of corridors and tunnels and arenas. So even though it might actually be handcrafted, it ends up looking like procedurally generated, you know, throwback shooter. We have just a bunch of flying knives. So I'm assuming this thing is like speed and quad damage combined. Because I feel like I am killing them a little quicker when I have that. Okay, I don't think that's the one we want to go to, no. It's not the right rune. I really don't like that dash. Like I said in the Incision video that all of these throwback shooters should have some kind of mobility ability, but here it just feels so disconnected, I guess. There's no sound for it at all. You know, there's no like swoosh sound that makes you feel like you're doing a dash. It's just like, okay, I'm over here now. Okay. Got another rune there just floating in the air. We got help, which was a trap. I like that the blood causes you to burst into flames. Like, what? You can also see maybe not having a map for the level at all being a problem when you're trying to find a specific exit, because now I'm just gonna have to run all the way back and try to find another direction instead of just pulling up the map and being like, oh, there's an area there I haven't been to yet. Maybe I should go over there. You know, a map that fills out as you go through the level, like an auto map. Just went in a circle. Okay, there's no other ways out of this room, right? There's also no sprint, so I have to keep dashing if I want to feel like I'm going a little bit faster. And I'm noticing there is actually a sound. You can't hear it when you're in combat, but there's like he makes like a breath sound that's way too quiet to be effective for what I described. Okay, let's go back this way. And not fall in the blood this time. Okay, so this seems like something where I would need an upgrade to get that. Probably like a second jump or dash. Also, enemies don't seem to be respawning. Nope. Well, there's a few over here in the blood. I'm gonna say that I kind of thought they did respawn. Seems to be an area we haven't gone yet. But yeah, it seems like you can actually kill everything within an area. Okay, this is the Crushers again. Grab that. Also, has the music actually changed since we started, or is it just one track playing endlessly? Because I'm pretty sure this is also the track that plays on the main menu. Or they all just sound very similar. These guys are way too slow for their animation. Like, they look so silly because they're clearly supposed to be moving faster than they actually are. And they make like a little hup, 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 hup sound. So that's not great. Also the fact that they can stack on top of each other like this and become a horrible fucking chimera of bodies. Where's the Crusher? I wanted to lead them all to the Crusher. Whatever. Please always put collision on your enemies so that they can't just clip into each other. I got an achievement because they were so many of them together. Actually, the guys with the guns look a little bit more like the Chimera from Resistance than Gears of War enemies. Okay, there's a button there. So I think our goal for this video, before we wrap up, is going to be to find that weapon. And somehow I don't think we're going to see anything too different beyond that in, you know, an hour or whatever. And I'm guessing to actually, like, progress, you are going to eventually hit a point where you need those Hellstones to open a door or something. Because I think those are the main objective of the game, is to collect the Hellstones until you can get to the final area and, you know, get that staff. So, while I'm not looking for them right now, I would have to go back through these levels and actually find them. So far, I haven't even seen one off in the distance that I can't reach. Okay. Tried to jump, but apparently, because I was walking on a slope, I could not jump at all. It's always ironic in games like this, or any game that uses a live system, when you die trying to get an extra life. Because then you know, you come back to life, and you begrudgingly pick it up and go, well, nothing gained. I wish I knew what these runes are for. Can I do anything with them? Is there like a place to spend them? But maybe I have to go to like a shop somewhere on the map. Okay, this one's already active. It doesn't deactivate. So that must have been the rune door. I also like that we're in, you know, metallic hell, and there's just big fans. Do the fans serve a purpose? Probably not. I think this is our guy. Skinny demon raising his arms to worship the sky. Oh, also, since it tells you there's Hellstones on the map, I guess that means there's 6 in this whole area. Not like 6 in each level. Yeah, so there is a max count for enemies in an area, which means you can kill everything. 5 out of 46 zones. I'm guessing that's overall. 0 out of 6 Hellstones. So I think there's only 6 Hellstones in the game, then? But they don't give you the full map in the beginning, so you can't just, like, beeline towards those. It only tells you the areas around you, I think. Yeah, see, now it shows us another one up there. But I am interested in finding a weapon here. Oh, alright. It's just right here at the beginning. Alright. Duplicated a copy to put in our hands. Got kind of a vertebrae look to it. What is it, though? What kind of gun do you think this is? Like a railgun? Nope. It's just another machine gun. I guess the reason it doesn't disappear is because, you know, if you're playing co-op, everybody has to pick it up. I don't know what that does. So yeah, I just picked up an electric machine gun. I mean, again, it's cool looking. I think both of the weapons look great. It's just not very impressive. It shoots like little electric swords or something. Also, this is the whole area. There's nothing else here. Some arrow-tipped, like, hell anemones. Or plants, I'm not really sure. At first I thought it was coral. Alright, now we're going to Zone 7. Alright, it looks a little different. Slightly different tile set. Nuggets are... Jesus. Are like 4 heads stuck together. There's a nugget right there. So you'll notice that this does not have infinite ammo, which means it better damn well do more damage than the other one. I fell into the blood again. I have a feeling you're going to do that a lot in this game, is fall in the blood and die. I wonder what the death penalty is, though. Like, if you run out of lives. Do you just go back? Do you just, like, go back a zone, or do you have to start over? Apparently there's a shadow demon around. Didn't see that. So again, another rune out there. I could probably get this with a dash. Never mind, I fell in the lava. Well, at least it's actual lava here, and not just blood. Unless it's molten blood. But yeah, I was trying to say that I think I can probably... maybe not. I was thinking I could grab that with a dash, but no, my dash does not go far enough. So far I have no idea what the currency is for. Alright, the secondary fire, I think we stick it onto an enemy and then it will zap other enemies around them. It's not the most exciting, but, you know, when you get a big group of enemies, you slap that on them. I'm noticing a trend of enemies that explode, because everything seems to fucking try to explode on you. So yeah, like, I'm not really feeling like anything in this is particularly bad, but none of it really stands out. Obviously, the retro throwback style games are becoming a rather large genre. You know, we've got all kinds of games that are doing the throwback thing now. So, as I mentioned before, you kind of need to have something that makes them stand out. Like, for example, Turbo Overkill being a rad-ass game where you have a cyberpunk chainsaw leg. Or Incision being set in a horrible meat punk hell. Stuff like that, I think, works to distinguish this, but this kind of feels like we threw it all into a blender, so it feels a little bit like all of them, but doesn't really have too much of its own identity. It's very much a case of, it's fine, it's not, like, painful to play or anything, but I'm not sure I would choose it over, you know, a bunch of the other ones, stuff like Fraught or, like, again, Turbo Overkill, which I'm looking forward to. I thought the demo for that was great, and I should check out the early access version. It's one of those games where I kind of feel like I don't want to play the early access version, because I just want to play the whole game in one go. Which has been the case for a lot of those throwback shooters, is that I want to just wait on them to actually come out of early access before I invest in them fully. Like Ultra Kill, I played through the first episode, and same thing with Prot. But then, like, Dread Templar, I'm like, do I want to start it, or do I want to just wait until it's done? I'm digging this kind of horror-y, almost oceanic design of this area, so it definitely is different. And we are in the nature area, so I guess that's why it's more plant-like instead of just fleshy or metallic. And we have these plant men. But, again, when you're low health, it doesn't feel like, oh, okay, I'll just go start looking around for a health pickup, because the health pickups are very infrequent, and then like, weirdly too frequent in certain areas where there's just a bunch of them in one room and then none anywhere else in the level. But this doesn't really feel so much like a high-action ballet of dodging and weaving between walls of lead or demon energy equivalents. It just kind of feels like I'm just shooting into the mass, and sometimes I get hit, and sometimes I don't. Whatever. I was hoping we might hit a boss, but I think those are probably only in the Hellstone levels. That would make sense to me, that you have to fight a boss to get the Hellstone. And because you start with so many lives, I'm kind of, like, indifferent when I die. I'm just like, oh, whatever, there goes another life. But I am running out. I only have 2 left. I do think that they probably have done this thing where, to make enemy variety, they've just taken some of the enemies and they've basically done palette swaps. Like, those green guys are just the metal spheres that are just the red metal spheres, but they make a different noise and they cover you in green goop instead of exploding on you. They've tried to make too much enemy diversity, I think, probably, by just having a bunch of different variations of the same enemies. Which, you know, palette swaps are not that uncommon to both the retro genre and the throwback genre that's imitating it. But usually it's only like 1 or 2 of the same enemy type instead of like 4 already. This is definitely a more powerful machine gun than the other one. But I think we've also only seen 1 ammo pickup for this thing lying around. The one that was on the other side of that fence, so... you don't really seem like you'll get a chance to use it all that much. Really have no idea what this red thing is. I want to say it's a difficulty, but then, like, how can it have a 0 difficulty? Anyway, we got another weapon. We got to a new zone, I guess. We didn't find any abilities that would actually change up how we move or interact, but they're out there somewhere. It just... again, nothing about this really stands out enough that I would say play this over one of the other options, unless you've already played all the other options. Because this just seems kind of functional, but a little bland. You know, they've obviously got some good art designers, but I feel like they didn't have a solid enough idea of what they wanted to do with the gameplay, besides just, there are a lot of bullets, and you avoid them. So yeah, that's Scathe. I know that, you know, some of my criticisms might seem a little scathing, but I don't make those criticisms to say like, oh, this game's shit. Can't believe these developers spent their time making this. It's just kind of like, you know, ways that I see that it could improve instead of just outright shitting on a game and saying it's bad. Like, don't buy this, it's bad. Like, no. Maybe they'll change it, maybe they won't. Maybe this is more your style of an arcadey throwback shooter you can play in short bursts, rather than something you're going to play for like 3 hours in a single sitting. So, hopefully the devs will continue to tweak this and maybe change it up a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe they're satisfied with where it is right now, but thanks to them regardless for sending me that key, even if it was kind of just part of an overall press campaign and not specifically directed at me. I don't know why that bothers me a little bit sometimes is when you get a message that's like, hey, we think your channel would be good for checking out this game. And then it's like, yeah, but you just sent this exact copy-paste email to 1,000 other people. And it probably just came from being on, like, a press list. Like, I'm on the Gamescom press list, basically, because I have been accredited for Gamescom, even though I've never gone to one because of, you know, COVID. And there not being a Gamescom for the last, like, 3 years. There was one this year, but it was kind of lackluster, since they didn't really confirm until too late whether they were doing a physical event, and so not a lot of devs actually signed up for it. But maybe next year, I'll go to my first actual game convention. But anyway, thanks for joining me for this look at Scathe. We do definitely have a pile more retro throwbacks on the way, because they just keep happening, and a lot of them are good. But I want to kind of, you know, go through the ones that I've been sent keys for first, because those are the ones I kind of have an obligation to check out. And if I don't check them out within a reasonable amount of time from when they release, I do actually get a black mark against me on the key sites, so can't let them sit for too long. See you folks around, and y'all take care.